Okay, it's 6 o'clock on February 22nd, 2022. Call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Roll call, please.
James Howard, absent. Joe Mullinex,
Here.
Dave Moon,
Here.
Brent Wedding, absent. Mike Wilson.
Present.
Okay, I make a motion that we waive the reading of the last minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. New business, New Year's elections. We have a choice. We have a quorum. Do I have any,
Who do we actually have sitting as what?
Joe is,
Chairman.
yep, and then Brent is the vice.
Vice Chairman?
Okay. I make a motion, we leave it as it is.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll just take it at that. All right, new business, exceptions, a special exception for the RV resort. We have anybody here for that? Outstanding. I would have read the parcel numbers and all that, but it gets boring after a while, and we pretty much know where your property is, so. I've driven by it like 40 times now, just making sure I know what I'm looking at. But thank you. You got it. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, it should be on.
Is it?
Somebody's ran the batteries down again.
Oh, no, it's not on. Dave, you're here 15 minutes early.
I turned it on. I don't know if I got any extra batteries. You don't want me to sing.
Okay, we're good with that. There we go.
Good evening. I'm Mark Warrior, this is Steve Warrior, and we run this before you guys for a special exception to build a campground, RV resort. Some other projects we've done in town. We put the deal together for the CVS and the PNC Bank years ago. We did an RVs at Dairy Queen. That's right off the top of my head. We've done several projects in Kokomo. So our plans is to develop this into a campground resort. The entrance will be off Hill Cemetery Road. And I attached some pictures of other campgrounds that's on water, just to kind of give you an idea what it would look like. With the recent COVID stuff, the RV sales are off the charts. And I think I read someplace last year last month they did 40,000 units, I think, in Elkhart. It's amazing. But there's a lack of campgrounds and campsites. I'm thinking with the gas, the price of oil and stuff people's going to go closer to their homes. And with this property, not everybody can afford a lake property. They could have a smaller investment and have a lake property, getaway weekend property or whatever, for the summer. So that's our kind of intentions. It does have water and sewers at the site. We met with the city utilities, Jamin. Everything's good there, and we met with the power company too.
Mike Walsh.
Mike Walsh.
That was Mike Walsh. He
And,
said the electricity was adequate, more than adequate.
Okay.
So that's our game plan for right now. Is there any questions?
Mike, you have any questions for the
I
gentleman?
don't, no.
Dave? Okay, thank you very much. Anybody from the public here to comment on this?
I do.
Okay.
I'm Sherry Cooley. I live on the property south of the proposed.
If you just wait till you get to the microphone so it gets recorded, please. Thank you very much.
I lived on the property south of the proposed park. My concern is just a change in my property value, change in the natural habitat, but my biggest concern and opposition is that this lake is considered flood zone. This report I got from the Department of Resources on Friday that all the highlighted areas will be affected for flooding. I know that it requires permit from both the Department of Natural Resources and FEMA for building in and around a flood zone.
Okay.
That's my
Now,
concern.
how do you feel this will affect your property values?
Well-
Just out of curiosity, I mean, it's
well-
kind of set away from your property, it's in a secluded, more or less,
Well,
area.
if they're going to build, you guys going to build south of there,
South of the lake,
here?
possibly, but it won't be very much.
Yeah, because then my property is just on the other side of the prairie ditch.
Mhm.
So I'm concerned about that, just, campsite, dogs, rubbish, trash, those kind of concerns. But just a change in my property value.
To answer your question on that, South property, I mean, there's plenty of land along 24 and 31, that's where we develop, we do phases. That'd probably be the one of the last phases we'd ever do. That is in the floodplain. You can have a campground in a floodway or floodplain for 6 months and 1 day less. So we're very, talking to engineers about that.
And they're not permanent structure, we're not building a building down in there, they're just gonna be pads.
So that pretty much negates the whole floodplain
Right.
building requirements and
The
stuff.
DNR has
So,
regulations in place to
But what about, are you doing septic, or is it going to be all?
No, city.
City sewage?
City utilities.
Okay.
water.
Okay, well, that is my opposition, just change in my property value, change in wildlife habitat, and I just am concerned about this flood zone or any change into that to my property, because my property is about 3 feet lower than the bank on the north side.
well, let's say we're building property
I am in
up,
the floodplain.
or putting permanent structures, which also probably wouldn't affect it, that probably would not. But they know that they have to talk to DNR and all that, so. And that's really nothing we have to do with. This part of, we're not here for the floodplains.
I know you're not for
I
that,
understand you're
I know
bringing
you're
it
not
to
for
us, and I
that, but
appreciate that. But
That's just part of my opposition. Okay.
Fair enough. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
My question will be, if there's a 1% to 3% risk for flooding in that area, why would you want to go ahead and build on it, If it's going to disturb the habitat, the animal habitat, potentially Mrs. Cooley's property, and potentially civilians, if there is, let's say, 1 to 3%, disruption, lives may be lost. I mean, I don't understand the logic of, building on that when there are so many other locations.
Well, first off, they own this property, so that's less one
Yeah, I
location. I'm
understand.
just saying, and,
Right, but just because you own it doesn't mean you have to build.
well, when
Does
was
it?
the last time this property flooded?
I talked to Christopher Burke, and they put monitoring stations along the creek for the city of Peru years ago, well, not that many, long ago. And no, you probably know better than any, but, there's no major flooding there that I know of. And Christopher Burke, they spent thousands of dollars studying that creek
For the city.
for the city of Peru, for water.
Mm-hmm.
Even that ground behind Dairy Queen, and where the first farmer there's at, all that's in the flood fringe.
Well, so's the Roxy and the new ball field they have up there and all of that, too. It's all floodplain.
Okay, I just reading the information from the
I understand
Department of
that.
Natural Resources about the potential for risk, so just
You
throwing
just
that out.
got to also look at the historic potential, the historic things, what's gone on in those areas, too. I mean, that area, I've lived here for 16 years, I've never seen any problems there, but that's only 16 years.
Right.
But if they get 16 years out of it without a flood, that's kind of a bonus, it seems. I don't know, I'm just looking at both sides.
Okay.
I want to emphasize, not all of it's in the floodway.
Yeah,
Just
the shaded, yeah.
just part of it. So, and like you said, the ballparks, when we built the football field and stuff there, that was in, the Dairy Queen, I found out later, was in all that.
And we met with an engineering company from Indianapolis. They came up and they deal with IDEM all the time and
DNR.
DNR, all that people. And so they saw nothing negative about any of it. And they're fully aware of what IDEM requires. And I'm kind of surprised they were that supportive.
And in the flood, or the flood fringe that you're talking about, I mean, there's not gonna be, I mean, just not gonna be massive dirt work, you know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe scrape a little bit, put some stone in, just something like cut 2 or 3 feet down in that area. We're not changing it much, you know, I mean, you can't, you know, so.
Right.
And we've dealt with a lot of flood stuff in Kokomo. We built a river up in Kokomo. We built retention ponds down through there. You gotta balance stuff out. You take a scoop back, put a scoop back, and so there's zero balance is what I'm saying.
Do you have, on a legal note, you have the permits from these organizations?
Not yet, because without zoning, there's no reason to get a permit.
Okay, so it's their call whether or not.
We're the first step in the
you get
process.
zoned.
They're the first step in the process.
Right,
If they-
okay.
Once we get it zoned, then we can go
Yeah,
pursue permits.
okay. And then I was also, I had a question about, will they be required in terms of procuring a local permit also?
Not from the city, this is in the 2-mile area.
I'm sorry, explain
This
that.
is in a 2-mile zone.
Okay,
You don't understand the 2-mile zone? You have a confused, okay, zoning and planning works in the 2-mile zone. That's a 2-mile area around the city that we share this stuff with the county.
county, yeah.
So you would get a building permit from the county.
No. You
No?
get a building permit from us as well.
Oh, the 2 miles
Yeah.
is for building
Um,
permits too? I thought it was just for us. And-
No, we took back the
Oh, I-
building portion of it.
I'm sorry, I
to a
did not
couple-
know that.
Like last year, I think it was. But they will,
I didn't get the memo.
sorry, they will need to get a permit from the county for the floodway thing to build on that. But the actual building permit will come from us.
This 2-mile zone's always been a weird
Yeah, it's very.
thing with us.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
There's a lot of hoops to jump through between now and the time they can start, and everybody has to approve it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm Eddie.
Can you come up, please, sir?
My name's Eddie Stage with Stagecoach RV. We've got the
Uh-huh.
RV dealership on the edge of town. And we've got 12 employees currently, $20 to $35 an hour. This would be a great benefit to our company and our employees to be able to do mobile service work and things like that. We see a lot of customers come in and out regularly. One of the biggest complaints they have is where to go. They spend anywhere from 25 to probably 100,000 on RVs. So I think they'll have a really good clientele, which will also come back into the city. You know, they don't cook hot dogs every night. They'll come in and eat, go to the movies, things like that. I think it'd be a great fit for the city.
Thank you very much, sir. Nobody else?
How many months were available to sell? How many people were
Okay, do I have a motion to bring to a vote?
I make a motion,
Does the board have anything to ask? No.
I make a motion, we approve the variance, or the rezone.
So you make a motion to vote? Second motion.
I can second it.
Okay, so, let's do a roll call.
Okay, Dave Moon,
Yes.
Mike Wilson,
Yes.
Joe Mullenix.
Yes. Motion is approved. You have a sheet at the back of your picture to sign there, too. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, next order of business. This is new business. This is a variance for the Madison Street property. Have anybody here from the Madison Street? Come on up.
Sorry, I didn't have an address yet.
I'm Rodney Kress, my wife Cheryl.
Nice to meet you.
We own the 5 lots there at Madison and just bought them 8 months ago. We just want to build a pole building there, storage building. It's also in the same floodplain they're talking about. We plan on building 1 foot above Madison Avenue. which still keeps us, we're still below the floodplain, but it's just a cold storage building. And so we're just looking to get approval to do that.
We actually live around the corner on Park Avenue.
I actually drove by that property today. And by building yours up that high, you're going to be higher than the house across the street,
Oh, yeah.
the DeRozier's house. So
Yes.
now, with talking to some people today, we haven't had, DNR has not chimed in on this at all.
No, they don't require a permit for that one.
Okay.
Only if we build the house there, right? If we decide to build a house later there to go up the,
Yeah, I think so.
because that would put us
That's
at
when we need a permit.
49 inches above the road. So,
It's the DNR permit is what I'm talking about, not the building permit.
Right.
Get to it, sorry. Didn't you guys talk to the DNR before we went through all this? And they said
Yes.
that they didn't need a permit for
Not-
that
not on
particular
that
area?
partic-
Okay,
On a cold storage.
gotcha,
Not
okay,
The house you'd have to.
okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else you think we should know?
That's it?
You good with that?
Yep.
Anybody from the public would like to speak? Anybody from the board?
Nope. Make a motion, we vote.
A second.
Okay, roll call.
Dave Moon,
Yes.
Mike Wilson,
Yes.
Joe Mullenix.
Yes. Is there any other business? Make a motion, we adjourn the meeting?
I'll second that.
All in favor?